You're my young brother, you're a Muslim is the brother of a Muslim, and I want you to succeed. And not to give me anything, I want you to succeed. And I also want you to learn a lesson, that even though maybe you might do the exams with fear, with anxiety, maybe that day utaamka ukwe unasikia vizuri, maybe you'll be under the weather, as they say in English, you'll feeling a bit sickly. I want you to learn that even that day, like the example I'm giving you today, I'm feeling a backache and I still came, that you can still do it. And today, when I come to talk to young people, I know, every day, when I'm talking to adults, it's easy because they listen to you. They know these are the things that you are telling them. They've been through hardship and they want to listen. They've been taught by life. But vijana mostly ukienda kuongelesha, wengine wanakuangalia tu, wanaangalia na hii shati yake, na ina kifungo moja. Na hii shati yake, mbona anavaa shati ya kiini? Na mbona ako na utambi? Na mbona ako hivi? And then there are some people who listen to the words you are saying. And they, hey, hizo story ni kali. But there are people who listen from their heart. Whatever you tell them, they take it to their heart. I grew up in the slums. Our life, it was very difficult for my mom, a single mother, bringing up 7 children in the slums. Kwa nyumba ya matope, mbele iko na mtaro. It wasn't easy for me to look at myself and think that one day I can become the person that I have become. When I went to high school, you guys might not, maybe this is not the best high school ambayo wewe ulikuwa umetamani. But meanwhile, when I went to high school, the high school that my mom took me, when I entered the class, it had only 4 students kama hao. 4. Me, I was the 5th one. In the entire school, ilikuwa tu inaanza shule ya mabati. When my mom was taking me akinipeleka kwa hiyo shule, tukitembea nyumba za matope, za makaratasi. I don't know if you guys have ever seen nyumba ya nylon. Tunacheka, sio? Hey, sometimes tunaweza cheka because wanasema ile kelele ya ambulance ni kelele kama iendi kwenu ama kama itoki kwenu. So sometimes ukiambiwa nyumba ya mtu mwingine ni ya matope ama ni ya makaratasi, hey, no, tunaweza find funny and we laugh. But kama wewe ni mtu kona moyo, and if you understand the pain, and if you understand that wewe Allah amekubariki na kitu fulani na amenyima watu wengine, you will work hard that one day you have the means to help those people. You will feel bad for them, you will make dua for them, you will not laugh at them. Because they're just trying to live like you are trying. So my mom took me to this school, and in a term, ilikuwa nalipo 2,500 shillings in a term, not in a month. And by the time mamangu nikimaliza shule, mamangu alikuwa na deni ya 12,000 shillings. Because tulikuwa very that poor, wanasema kwa English, that poor. And I had a very low self-esteem. I wish someone cared to come to talk to me like I've come to talk to you today. I wish. When I finished high school, in our area, mambo ilikuwa matatu vile wanasema. Ni either uingie kwa crime, ama ufanye kazi hizi za uende kufanya hizi kazi za mjengo, ama ukue muizi, labda ama uuze drugs, ama ufanye hizo kazi hizi ngumu. But I wanted something different for myself. One day, I went to a workshop, a seminar. Kuna jamaa alikuwa anaongea, jamaa mrefu, he was tall. Alikuwa amepiga suit ya black, I'll never forget, it was in 2007. Amepiga suit ya black, sura yake si mbaya. Unajua mwanaume wewe sema mwanaume mwingine ni handsome, si ndio? Lakini sura yake haikuwa mbaya. So this guy, he stood up na akatupigia, he told us his story. Akatuambia akiwa high school na alikuwa anaenda shule for 4 days. For 3 days alikuwa anaenda kazi ya mjengo kama yenye inafanywa hapa hivi. Hiyo pesa anapata kwa mjengo ndio anangangana analipa nao school fees. Ndio ananunua nao chakula because wazazi wake walikuwa wajiwezi. And that guy, I looked from what he said, nikafikiria kama huyu jamaa amepitia maisha kama hiyo na pia mimi nimepitia maisha kama hiyo. Pia mimi I can make it. And pole tu. And let me tell you, we were so many in that room. So many people. And I'm sure only maybe 1%, if I'm not the only one, maybe 2 people or 3 people heard what he said and ilienda kwa roho yao. Na mimi niko sure hapa hivi pia nikiwaongelesha, One person, two people, hivyo tu ndio itaingia kwa roho yao. Na mimi I came here for that one person. So my question is, that one person, is it you? Is that one person you? The person that you are seated next to, ambaye mmekuwa na yeye shule labda 4 years, maybe 3 years wengine, kama ulikuja form 2 maybe 2 years. The person that wewe uko na temptation saa zote, desire kuturn to him, kumuongelesha, kupiga story saa zile mwalimu anafunza. I tell students on the day ya exams, after KCSE, wewe labda mwingine anaishi huku Mgoya, anaishi Mgoya hapa hivi, na mwingine anaishi Parklands, na mwingine anaishi Syokimau. Mtakuta mlio siku ya exam mtatoka mkipiga story. Sasa hivi mshamaliza, mnafurahi, mnasalimiana, mnaambiana tutaonana. Hiyo inaweza kuwa the last time maybe mnaonana. So why am I telling you this? Usikuje hapa shule na utake kuishi maisha ya mtu mwingine. This is your life. Whatever mwalimu anakuja kukuambia, ukiuliza hawa brothers wawili wenye wako kwa kamera, just sit down with them. Waulize wewe ukiwa high school, wewe ulifikiria life itakuwaje huku nje? Wamemaliza high school, wakapata grade mzuri, wakaenda college, sasa wako internship. Nao pia najua kwa mind yao wanatamani sana yani na mimi nawaombea wapate job poa. Lakini why I'm telling you this, na wako hapa hivi and siku waweka. They are doing amazing. Mtu ambaye anafanya hapa hii job ya cameras, so many young people wanatamani. But wao when they were in high school, I'm sure hawakufikiria life itakuwa hard hivi huku nje, si ndio? Si ni kweli? So today I want to talk to you about 3 B's. 3 B's that can help you to succeed. 3 B's. Number 1, and I want you to say this with me. And useme kama utaki kusema, don't say it. But if you say it like you believe it. So 3 B's. Number 1, believe. Say believe. Believe. Behave. Become. Believe. Behave. Become. We start with believe. Why believe? Because so many people fail in this world. Wanafunzi wengi sana who wana fail exams, not because hao ni wajinga, not because they did not know the answer, not because they were not prepared, but because they don't think they can do it, because they don't believe in themselves. Because when they look at other people, when they go, normally ukienda kuangalia ile inaitwaje ile register ile ya exams yenye imeandikwa number 1, number 2, because wewe umeshazoea from early, from the beginning. Every time you go after exams, you start looking for your name from bottom up. Kama hii government ya saa hii ushazoea. Nimeuliza mtu hapa hivi, sitaki kumwangalia. Every school I go to nauliza, unataka kupata grade, kwanza unafilaje kuhusu exam? Watu wengi sana atakwambia niko confident. I'm very confident. Wacha ikuja, I'm ready. But deep down inside, a lot of people, when you talk to them, when they come to you after my talk, they come and they talk to me and they tell me how they are feeling. Kwambia kweli yenyewe, kusema ukweli, I have anxiety. Kusema ukweli, I don't think. Kusema ukweli mean I'm afraid. I'm nervous. I ask another question. How many marks, which grade have you been getting? What grade have you been getting? And someone says, what grade? Which grade do you want to get? And someone will tell you, I want to get maybe a C+. You ask them, why not an A? Say, sijaipata A. Ama, A ni, it's a lot of work. Yeah, last week, just a school year in South Sea, I asked a boy. After I spoke to them, we were having one-on-one session. And I asked him, which grade do you want to get? He said, how much marks do you want to get? He said, I want to get 300. What have you been getting? 280. So why not dream of getting 350? He said, that is too much marks. I don't think I can get that. And so many of us think that. These 2 questions, I wrote them down. Most of the students, and I've spoken from January to now October, most of the the students, just the phraseology, the way they ask the question is different. But most of them have asked this question, number one. And if you have ever thought of something like this, I want you to clap once. I asked that question. If you've ever thought, maybe in a different way, but it relates to what you've thought about, I want you to just clap once. And we are not joking. It's serious. She asked me this. Ustad, how do I pray? You know, when I'm making dua, my mother tells me to make dua to get 500 marks. How do I pray for 500 marks? That is in KCPE. How do I pray for 500 marks when no one has ever gotten 500? No one is clapping. Have you ever thought of something like that? Have you ever thought to yourself, how do I get an A when I've never gotten an A? Have you ever thought to yourself that, mimi I would want one day, unaona mtu amepata A, unajiambia, mi pia ningependa siku moja. I would love to get an A, but I don't think I can get it. How many of us? How many of us have been getting C's and D's, maybe? And you think to yourself, I would love to get a better grade, but you think to yourself that I cannot do it. And I told you when we were in the beginning, that this is all you. Don't worry about the person seated next to you. If I say something and you feel like clapping, clap. This is you. The next question, I went to a school, and after I spoke to those students, after I spoke to the students, one of the girls came to me. And you could see, she was shaking, she was anxious, even from the way she was talking to me. And she told me, she said, thank you so much for your talk. It was very beneficial. And she said, every time, her voice was breaking. She said, every time exams are around the corner, I get anxiety and panic attacks. Anyone here who kidogo una feel, exam ndio hii? Anyone who feels nervous? Anyone who feels confident? Wacha ikuje. MashaAllah. I'm happy. It's my prayer. I'm very happy for you. I'm very happy for you that you are confident. And I hope you are sincere and honest. Because you can lie to me. You can lie to your fellow students, but you can never lie to yourself. And I hope the ones that, from my talk, the ones amongst us that are a bit anxious and nervous, I'll give you a few tips to manage your anxiety. And bi'idhnillah, I want from this talk, bi'idhnillah, by the will of God, that we improve. If you've been getting a B, that you can jump, just a slight jump to a B+. If you've been getting a C, just a slight jump to a C+. In one of the schools there's a school that I go to. And last year, when KCP was done twice, the first one in March and the second one in November, after the KCPE, they were so happy. They called me and I went to celebrate with them. And I was working for Ilm TV at that time. We went to record. The first boy in that school, and they had so many 400s. The first one had 411. And the one that was number one nationwide in Kenya, KCPE, had 428. Only 17 marks separated them. And this boy, I went to the mother and I asked the mother, Mama, ulifikiria mtoto wako atakuwa number one? Did you think your boy will become number one or the top student? And the mother, without blinking, she said yes. And I loved her courage. I asked her, why did you think that, Mom? And she told me, it was on camera. She said, kitu unaweka kwa roho yako ndio inakuwa. And those words she said in her accent, in Swahili that had Somali accent. But she said the words of Napoleon Hill, who said them so many years ago in the 1800s, who said, whatever the mind can conceive, you can achieve. Whatever the mind can conceive. I want you know, when we were young, I don't know if you guys still do that. But I remember at our age, when we were young, at our times, we used to go to the roadside. And if you see a nice Mercedes, you say, that is Ioni yangu, that is mine. Sindio? Who did that here? Eh? If you see a nice house, you can even fight your friend or your brother. I booked it yesterday. Sindio? This is mine. I booked it yesterday. This is mine. But as life goes on, we don't do that at this age. Sindio? Eh? Why? Why don't we do that at this age? Why? Because the impulse to dream has been beaten out of us by life. Because you start thinking, life has beaten you. Maybe in school, will you fail? There's something that you wanted, you did not get it. You've been corrected, you failed so much. So the impulse to dream, you don't want to dream anymore, any longer. You look at a house like this, and you guys at this age, one day someone in this class today can be the owner of this building. Inshallah. You can be the owner of this estate. But right now, because of what we've been through in life, when you think of yourself, you don't think of that. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us in a hadith, he said that human beings are mines, the mine of silver and gold. But what do you find when you go to a mine of silver and gold? You find a lot of dirt first. Mchanga mingi sana. You have to dig before you get to the gold. So when you look, you see this mosque that we are in today, this school, this building. Before, there was a garage here and a small mabati mosque. But when someone came and saw this building here, when he came, he did not see that structure that was there. He saw this. So when you look at yourselves, you guys, with what you've been through, with the failure that you've been through, with the hard work sometimes you put in and you don't get what you want. So when you look at yourself, what do you see? Do you see the dirt, or do you see the gold that is hidden deep inside? One of my favorite stories is of two people. Two men who were traveling in the desert. The first one had gold, a pouch of gold dangling here from the neck here. A pouch. The inside there was gold. And the other one, he wanted to steal that gold. So the first day, as they were traveling, this guy was observing him and looking at him, where he places, he wants to steal this gold. So when night fell, they pitched a tent. It's in the desert. The guy who wanted to steal the gold, he pretended to sleep. When the friend slept, he woke up and he searched his friend all over for the gold. He did not find it. Angry, he slept. The next day he saw him with the gold. He said, today, where did he put that gold yesterday? He said, today I have to get that gold. Today I have to get that gold. So he said, if yesterday I observed him 50%, today I'm doing it 80%, I'll just do my other stuff 20%, but 80% I'll be just observing him. I have to get this gold today. Then he did the same. When night fell, they pitched the tent. He pretended to sleep. Woke up, searched his friend all over for the gold. He did not find it. The third day he saw him with it. He said, today I'm not doing anything else. 100% I'll be observing him. I have to get this gold. I'm not doing anything else. And he observed him. He observed him. When night fell, the same. He slept, woke up. When the friend had already slept, searched him all over for the gold, he did not find it. The next day he saw him with it. Now anger and curiosity mixed together. He said, he went to the friend and told him, every day I see you with this gold during the day. And at night I want to steal this gold from you. And I search you all over, I can't find it. Where do you put the gold? And the friend looked at him, smiled a little bit and said, every day, as he said, I knew that you want to steal the gold from me. So every day before I sleep, I put it in your pocket. So this guy, what was he doing? He was looking for the gold all over. when the gold was in his pocket. This story is a very profound lesson. Most of us young people here, we go out of our way to look for the pleasures of this world. We go out of our way to do things so that people can praise us, so that people can say yes, can see we are cool, so that we can believe in ourselves. When you have what we have inside of us is more precious than gold. All the gold in the world. So believe in yourself. I want you to say this with me, and I want you to say it like you believe, passionate as I'll say it. I want you to say, sit upright please, if you can. Just sit upright and say this with me. Our deepest fear, guys, let's say this together. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. But our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be handsome, to be talented, to be wise, to be powerful, to achieve? Actually, who am I not to be? Actually, who am I not to be? A lot of people, when they see great things, and when you tell them you can do those great things, they ask, why me? Why me? I want us to change our question. I want us to ask, why not me? Why not me? One of the ways to change, sisi sasa kila kitu tutasema mnarudia. Tusikue pia wazimu pia, si ndio? One of the ways to change, to be able to believe in ourselves. One of the ways, and as a young man, bi'idhnillah, if you have self-belief, if you have confidence, if you have self-belief, wallahi bi'idhnillah, you can achieve a lot of things in this world. Not only, and I'm talking to you because I know in a short while you'll be out there, not only in your exams. Ask them, these brothers, to come to a place like Ilm TV. It takes a lot of courage to come and ask for internship. And so many people ukiwaambia, so uende ujaribu. Haezi kujaribu. Anasema hapana. So anaona tu acha kae tu kwa nyumba. So number one, you have to look at the stories. I told you that story of that young boy. And that boy, I left out a detail. That boy that became number one in their school had diabetes. Every day during break time, mamake, his mother, the mother that said, kitu unaeka kwa roho yako ndo inakuwa, whatever you put in your heart is what becomes. That mother, she used to go to the school and inject this boy with insulin. And still, that did not stop him from becoming the top student. Some of us, maybe what stops us is a grade that we got wrong, a grade that we did not want. I was talking to a boy there in their school the other day, and he told me, when I do an exam and I find one question that is difficult, the whole exam becomes difficult. So you have to change the story that comes to your mind. You have to remind yourself that other people have done it, and if other people have done it, I can do it too. Some time back, I was just in the house, just scrolling on YouTube. And then I came across a very nice interview. The top two students, KCSE students of 2020. The number one, his name was Simiyu Robinson Wanjala. And I want to read the interview verbatim, the way it was asked. I wrote it down so that you guys can get it. Not in my words, but in his words. The top student, he was asked on Citizen TV. And this is what happens. When you win, that is when people celebrate you. In life, there are two things that will happen to you. You are either celebrated or tolerated. People will celebrate you. Ama watu watakuvumilia tu. Tolerate ni kuvumilia. When you get, for example, if you've been getting B and you get a B+, people will want to know, how do you jump from B to B+? I'm not saying everyone to get an A. I'm not saying everyone to be the top student in Kenya. But I'm saying each and every one of us here to be better than you were yesterday. To be better than the last exam you did. This boy was asked, did you expect to perform this well? He said, I expected to do well, but not this well. The interviewer asked him, why not? And this is what he said. He said, there is that belief that exams will be difficult. There is that belief that you cannot make it to the top. If you believe that, maybe you've had that belief. I want to clap once. There is that belief that you cannot make it to the top. There is that belief that making it, becoming the best, seemed out of reach. The teachers really encouraged me, he said. He said, so I said, he told himself, and this is the attitude that you should have. He said, I told myself, even if I won't be the best, I will give my best. Even if I will not be the best, I will give my best. The problem with most of us is that if you think it's just a bit difficult, you don't give your best. If you think you cannot do it, you don't give your best. That is the problem with most of us. But he told himself, even if I will not be the best, maybe I'll not be the best, but still I will do my best. Then he was asked, were there doubts? Did you doubt yourself? Like most of us here, I know we are doubting ourselves. He said this. He said, yes, there were doubts. The teachers, he said, I doubted myself. But the teachers, my fellow students, my parents, they always told me I'll be among the top 10. I did not believe it. I would just laugh. But then it started. And this is the part that I want you to listen keenly. He said, I thought to myself, if everyone believes in me, why don't I start believing in myself? A lot of us here today, you have people that believe in you. A lot of us here today, your parents, they look. Some of us, a lot of us, your parents believe in you. They put their hopes in you. A lot of us were teachers. When they were teachers, when I go to a school, I ask the teachers, how are the students? And today, when I asked one of the teacher, a friend of mine here, who has been here for a long time, he told me, Mwaka, the students from this year are very good. We have so much hope in them. Do you have hope in yourself? Do you have hope in yourself? If you did not have hope in yourself, I want you to start having that hope right now. And having that hope does not mean that you don't have doubts. Does not mean that sometimes you've not been getting what you want. Does not mean that sometimes you will not sit down and feel a bit nervy. It means that even though I feel nervous, even though I've failed before, even though I know it will be difficult, I will still have hope in myself. And having hope in yourself means you're giving it your best. Because if you don't believe in yourself, let me ask you a question. If you want to travel to Mombasa, if you want to travel to Mombasa, if you don't think you will go to Mombasa, if you don't think you will reach Mombasa, will you prepare well? Will you get enough clothes to change when you are there? Will you have enough transport? Maybe if you are taking maybe a plane or a matatu or a bus, or a bus, you will not prepare well, isn't it? If you want to go to Mombasa and you don't think you can drive to Mombasa, when you go to the petrol station, you will not put a full tank. But if you know you are going to Mombasa, even though you don't know if you will reach, because there are accidents, there is everything. If you are prepared to go to Mombasa, you will do all you can in your power. You will have a spare tire. You will put the fuel, full tank. Because you are preparing. So what I'm telling you here today, even though there might be those doubts, and guys, I want you to get this. I'm not only talking about exams. You might have come to this school, but I want us, guys, I want us to dream big. I want us, We are young people and we have that attitude. Na tuko na hiyo sisi ndio kusema na nini. But I want you to, when you are walking down this street, I want you to have big dreams. They say dream big dreams. It takes the same amount of time to dream small. So why don't you dream big? In this exam, why don't you aim high? Useme mimi sijawahi kupata A ama mimi sijawahi kupata B+, but in this exam I'm aiming for a B+. I'm aiming for an A. Because why? Because so many people, they don't aim high and miss. Many people, they aim low. Many people may aim low. Hapo chini. Watu wengi hapo tu, unataka kupata marks ngapi? Unataka kupata grade gani? Mimi nikipata tu C ni sawa. Many people aim low and hit. Many people don't. It's better that you aim high. You tell yourself, I'm aiming high. I'm aiming high. Even if I don't get it, even if I miss, it's okay. They say, and I want you to say this with me, I will shoot for the moon. Say it like you believe it. I will shoot for the moon. That even if I don't get to the moon, I will land on the stars. Shoot for the moon. If I don't get to the moon, I will land on the stars. And that is the attitude that a Muslim should have. Our Prophet, our Rasul SALAAM, he taught us, when you are praying for Jannah, even a Muslim, we know, we learn the stories of the Sahabas and what they did. But we are still told, when you are praying for Jannah, pray for Jannatul Firdausul A'la, the highest of Jannah. Why? Even though we know our shortcomings and our sins, we are told to pray for the highest of Jannah. Why don't you pray like we are told, Rabbana atina fi dunya Hassan wa fil akhirati Hassan? Why don't you also in the world, that you have so much money in the world, that you have so much success in the world, that you help other Muslims? Like what is happening in Gaza now, that you have so much money, so much wealth, that you can. Yesterday, and I felt so happy. I went to Alliance yesterday. I was in Alliance High School. I was talking to the candidates of Alliance High School. And one of the parents took me there. And when we were going, and when we were there, he told us a story. He said, the Muslim students there, they have a union. They have a union. And these Muslim students, whenever one of them cannot afford school fees, they lobby, they talk to their parents, and their parents pay. And these parents, the chairman of the Muslim society there, he himself is someone who grew up in Wajir. He said they were two, him and his brother, when they finished class 8. But only one could have gone to high school. And his brother dropped. And he went to high school. And today, he took us there, mashallah, yesterday in a very nice Land Rover. V8. And whenever there is a student mwenye hana ajalipa school fees, anatoa pesa yake, anatoa 98,000 analipa. Why don't we, hata sisi hapa hivi, we aspire to be someone like that? That wewe pia work hard, ukuwe na pesa kama hiyo, that unaweza kusaidia mtu. That is the best you can do in this world. Si ati tu ujenge gorofa, si ati tu ukuwe na mali, ukuwe na gari mzuri. That you aspire to be the best in what you do, that you have so much wealth, that you can use it to buy your Jannah. Because some people have wealth, they use it to go to hell. Muslims. So mimi na wa challenge that wherever you work hard, that uko na mali mingi sana, that ukikuja kwa msikiti kama hii hakuna stima, wakisema kuna mtu hapa ni mgonjwa, nani anaweza kutoa, tunataka 1 million, unamwendea, hata kama unataka kuonekana unamwendea mwenye anachangisha kama Sagana hapa, unamwambia hiyo 1 million mimi nitatoa, lakini usiseme ni mimi. Pia wewe unaweza kuwa that person. And I want you guys today to go back to your parents. Because some of our parents can afford a school like this. Some of our parents can afford to bring us to South Sea. But in their family, they were very poor. Babako labda ndio alikuwa mtu wa kwanza kwa familia yao. Kama yeye jana huo jamaa. Babako, yeye ndio aliamua kwa familia yake akasema, I'll work hard, I will pray to Allah, I'll do whatever I can, but my family will never be poor again. And sadly, some of us, Familia yako za kwa babako alikuwa na pesa, akakulea maisha ya South Sea. Na wewe because of your laziness, wewe utarudisha familia yako chini maloni. Am I saying what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Eh? They say nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude. Nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude. And nothing on earth can help the man with a bad mental attitude. I want you to say this with me, and I want you to say it like you believe it. Nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude. And nothing on earth can help a man with a bad mental attitude. Wewe ukikuwa hapa leo and your mental attitude is that I cannot do it. Wewe kitu anatuambia tu huyu tu ni stories za jaba. Sababu hizi ni stories za jaba. If that is your attitude, if you have an exam paper and for you think you cannot make it, you will never make it. It's very difficult for you. But if you have a right mental attitude and you pray about it and you do the work, nothing can stop you in this world. Nothing can stop you. Bi'idhnillah. The first person to climb Mount Everest, his name was Sir Edmund Hillary. The first time, because so many people who had attempted to summit Mount Everest, so many people had died. If you go to Mount Everest today, wanasema it is marked. It is marked by the bodies of the skeletons of people who died trying to, hapa wanajua huyu ni mtu inaitwa mtu fulani because of mighty skeleton yake. So Sir Edmund Hillary, the first time he tried to do it, the first year he went somewhere halfway or 3/4 and he could not make it. And 2 people, because you cannot climb a mountain like that alone, 2 people in his group, they died. And the next year he came back with him and a guy called Tanzing, and they went up and they put the flag. And this is what I told you. When you win, people will celebrate you. People will want to know, Ibrahim, how did you do this? When you fail, no one will come and ask you, how did you get an E? No. But when you make it, people want to associate with you. This world is so cruel. If you don't have anything, angalia tu hapa nje wale watu wana beg. Hata akikusalimia salamu alaykum, most people don't answer. But wewe, ukikuwa wewe ni tajiri, wanasema miss call ya tajiri haichezewi. Si ni kweli? Ukipata miss call ya tajiri lazima urudishe. Na asiposhika, uta-apologize useme nimekupigia ukushika lakini nafikiri ulikuwa busy. So this guy, when akishuka chini, Sir Edmund Hillary, he was asked, how did you conquer the mountain the second time? Even though the first time you did, it was difficult and some of your people died. He said this, it is not the mountain that we conquer, it's ourselves. It's not the mountain the mountain when he went. Listen, let me ask you this question. When he went the second year, mountain ilikuwa imegrow? Had it grown? Had it become wider? The mountain was the same. He did not conquer the mountain. He conquered himself. Wewe pia, you don't conquer the exam. The questions are the same. You conquer yourself. The grade that umekuwa ukipata in your mind and the work that you have been putting in, you conquer yourself. It is not the exams the exam is the same. The questions, these things that they did not go to Rwanda and took questions from Rwanda. They took questions from things that you've read and things that you know. So it's how you prepared and how you use your mind and how when you go there you make the dua, and how, when you go there you prepare yourself and your mind and tell yourself that I'm going into this exam and I know, I hope and I believe that I can do it. It is not the mountain that we conquer, it is ourselves. It's not the mountain. I want you to say these words with me. The words that follow I am. Say it like you believe it, please. If you don't want, just tell me we will not say it. But affirmations, one of the ways for you to be able to believe in yourself is for you to affirm yourself, for you to talk to yourself nicely in the voice in your head. So many people in this world, I'm telling you this as a fact, so many people will not believe in you. Do not become one of them. So many people will not believe in you. Why we are saying these words? Because when you affirm yourself, when you interrupt the voice in your head, when you tell yourself, I have our last born. At home, I'm the only Muslim. So my mother, my brothers and sisters are not Muslims. Our last born, his name is Richard. We call him Pasi. A few years ago, when I was still a bachelor, during the holidays, he will come and live with me. So one time, one holiday, when he was in class 5, I noticed this brother of mine. He cannot read and write. He's in class 5. Cannot read and write in English. He was a stammerer. Akiongea ana stammer. So his fellow students used to laugh at him. And that lowered his self-esteem. So I came up with the plan. Before I go to work in the morning, I will tell him something. I will call him Pasi. And I had taught him. He will say, hakuna kitu siwezi fanya. When I say, Pasi, he said, hakuna kitu siwezi fanya. And he said that the entire month of the holiday. When the schools reopened, my mom called me one day. I'm at work and my mom calls me. And you know when your mom calls you, and even us, mamako kikuwa kwa kitchen, na huko kwa sitting room. You know kuna sauti ukipita nayo unajua kuna kitu mbaya inaendelea, si ndio? Unajua kuna sauti ukipita nayo unajua chakula imeiva, si ndio? Ama kama kuna kitu mzuri ama kuna kitu anataka kukupe. So my mom calls me and my mom, when she wants to tell me something good, she said, Father. So she said, Father. And she said, Mwalimu, the teacher is saying, the teacher, she's demanding that wherever this child was during the holiday, the teacher is demanding that this boy to go back there. And I asked my mom why. The teacher said, the boy has improved a lot. Why? After Allah? Because of the words that he was saying to himself. So when I tell you to say something to yourself, atufanyi ujinga. Atufanyi PE hapa hivi. I'm telling you this because I know if you cram some of these things, you understand them, and when you're alone, you tell yourself, naweza. You tell yourself, I believe in myself. Bi'idhnillah, it will change the way you look at yourself. And you guys, I wish, with what I know, and I know, una wish ukikuwa age yao, mtu angekuja kukuongelesha, si ndio? Akwambie some of these things. Because you need them out there. Say, you know, in school, it's easy. You wake up in the morning and we wake up the same way. Unaboeka. You come into school and you listen to the teacher the same way. You are waiting for the teacher to say something that you can laugh at, that you can look at your friend and you can laugh together. And you do that for the whole year. And when the exams come, you expect to get good grades, my brothers and sisters. And when you go out there, you expect to become someone important in life. Yes, I'm not saying exams are not everything. Grades are not everything. But what I want you to know is that grades are important. Why? Because exams and school teaches you hard work and perseverance and using your mind and following instructions. And these are things that you will need out there. So I want you to say this with me. And if you don't want to say it, don't. But if you feel like saying it, say it like you believe it. The best you can pay me, because I'm doing this fisabilillah, is that you say, is that you pay attention and you follow instructions. The words that follow I am. The words that follow I am. Follow me. If I tell myself that I'll never make it, that I'll never get an A or a B, if I tell myself that I'll always be a failure, and I repeat it so much, that is what I will become. Because the words that follow I am, follow me. So today, right now, bi'idhnillah, at this moment, I change my I am. I change my I am. I am powerful. I am successful. I am wise. I can make an impact in my school, in my country, in the world. Naweza. I want you to say it like you believe it. Naweza. Tell the person seated next to you, unaweza. Tunaweza. Naweza. Unaweza. Tunaweza. I said we have 3 B's. The first one was? The first one was? The second one? Albert Einstein said that insanity, wazimu, kuchizi, madness, insanity is doing the same things, expecting different results. Doing the same things, expecting different results. Most of us, we do the same thing, expecting different results. Most of us, we come to school the same way from Form 1 to Form 4. We wake up the same way. You come to school and you listen to the teacher the same way. You talk to your friends the same way. You put effort the same way. And then, on the day of exams, you expect different results. You have to believe in yourself. And belief goes hand in hand with behavior, with the effort that you put in. Allah tells us in the Quran, in many ayahs, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا. Not only amil, وَعَمِلُوا صَالِحَاتٍ. Except those who believe and they do righteous. Tell Muslims to contribute, to help someone, to contribute for the mosque. And if some people who have money, they don't do it. Why? Because their desire to go to Jannah, or their desire to get the sadaqah. I'm not saying everyone, but most people. Their desire, most people do not pay zakat even when they have money, because their desire to go to Jannah is not as the desire they have for the money. So us as young people, we desire good things in this world. Is our behavior, is the effort that we put in proportionate to the desire that what we want to achieve? Is it proportionate? If I was to ask you, look at January. Just the other day it was January. Today is October. Just in 1-2 days you are doing your exams. Have you behaved like a candidate? Have you done what you should do in this school? And I've told this story in so many schools. And as today, alhamdulillah, I have a chance to tell it in this school. One day, and I've been in this mosque for 7 years. I worked in this mosque for 7 years. And this school, by the time this school, I think this is the 6th year. So this school started 2 years after I started working here. So I've seen you guys, the way you behave, the way you run down the stairs, the noise you make, the way you behave, I know. So one day, I leave Ilm TV because we share the kitchen. So I'm leaving Ilm TV to go to the kitchen to take tea. And I see some boys are playing near the tanks on the left, near the tanks there. And there's a boy, where the benches are. He's seated there with an open book. He's reading. And I'm curious. I've never seen something like this. So I go to him and I ask him, Salaamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. What's your name? And tells me his name. I'll not tell you his name because he will start to check. So I go to him and ask him. He tells me his name. And I ask him, why is it that you are here reading and your colleagues, your classmates are playing? And he says, because when I look at what they are doing, is it that important? Look at what they are doing. He says, from those tanks you can get hurt. You can injure yourself there. And now when it's PE time, I will play. When it's PE time, I'll play. But now, so I got curious and I liked the way this boy was. I liked the way he was thinking. And I asked him, when did you start reading? He told me I started reading in class 7. How many books have you read? He told me 37 books. So I got another question. This is what happens. In class when you ask questions. When you ask questions in life, you get more answers than you had asked. I asked him, when you did your KCPE, were you the top student? And he said, no. By the way, I had 2 sisters in the same class. We were the 3 of us. My first sister got 380. My second sister got 365. And myself, I got 345. So I wanted to know what was different between you and your sisters. And he said this, that I want you to listen carefully. He said, my sisters, they started being serious early. They were serious for a long time. I only became serious in class 8. And I asked students, I'm very happy that this boy, if he was a doctor, he diagnosed the problem. He knew the problem. I ask you, do you know your problem? Are you serious now? Today, are you serious? Most of you, I know. I see Ibrahim is shaking. Because we know. Wallahi, we know. With what you have been given, with the opportunities, with how many young people out there, they will wish today to be in class like you. We know that with whatever we've been given, with how the teachers have been teaching us, we know we have not been serious. I used to have, in this school, I used to have a mentorship club here in this school. Every Friday, we will sit down with some boys from this school and some from outside and talk to them. So every day I taught them one thing. This particular Friday, I talked to them about listening. Just go and I don't blame anyone. Just go. So one of the boys, his name was Mohammed Amin. Mohammed Amin, when he came, when we were asking them, when I asked them the first time, I asked them, what did you learn when you went? So they go out and practice. When he came, he said this. He said, for the first time, I went to the physics class and I listened. And I was surprised. I was understanding what the teacher was teaching. All along, I thought this teacher did not know how to teach. Kumbe, he said, Kumbe. The problem was with me. The problem was with me. So for you, I ask you, is the problem with the teacher or is the problem with you? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? I went to a school down here, that was in South Sea, Nairobi Muslim Academy. And I was talking to the girls, and I asked them, Form 4s, and I put manila paper, one manila paper on the right, another one on the left, both sides of the wall, written, I strongly agree, I agree, I strongly disagree, I disagree. And then I was reading to them questions, and I read this question that said, I only give 60% in school. And most of them, they went to I strongly agree, because they know, they are honest with themselves, they don't give their best. And some of them went to I disagree, because yeah, but I try. Some of them went to I strongly disagree. Some of them I disagree. I went to I strongly disagree. And I asked them, and one of the girls, a bit tall, she stood up and she told me, Ustad, I know how much my parents struggle to pay my school fees. I cannot afford not to work hard in school. And it struck me, because one day I'm walking, I'm leaving, I left here Ilm TV, I'm walking, I'm going home. And by the roadside, a friend of mine who sells shoes by the roadside, I'm talking to him, we are talking, and a mother comes. And this mother, she had a baby on the back, amefunga na leso, and she untied the baby, put the baby on, there was a stone on this side, and she put the baby on that stone. And on the right, there was a pile of garbage. And she went there, she started scavenging. You know what scavenging means? When you find something, if you found some food, leftover food from the garbage, she puts on the side. If she finds a plastic bottle that she can go and sell at the recyclers, I asked myself, what is this mother doing? And my friend told me, this is her job. And she has been doing this since her baby was so little. And I felt so sad. And I started tearing up. Because my mother brought us up in such a fashion. She never used to go to the garbage. But my mother struggled to bring us up. And I have a daughter, almost that age. And I know some of us, all of us, our parents don't go to the garbage to look for food. But do we know what our parents do out there so that we can be in a school like this, so that you can have food, so that you can have shelter? Do we know? But the best question is, yes, some of us know. Tusema ako na garage, ama ameandikwa anafanya kazi Kenyatta, ama anafanya kazi mahali fulani. But do we care what they do? Do we know nini anaambiwa? Do we know how much stress ako nayo kulipa nyumba na hii economy? Do we care? If you care about your parents and what they do to give you the best, you don't give them anything but the best. Do we care? There's no one in this world except a parent who wants the best for you. Number 2 is teachers. So we have to believe in ourselves. We have to behave. A friend of mine ni polisi. Anasema siku moja kwa barabara, tunaona venye polisi wanasimamisha gari. Siku moja amesimamisha gari. Jamaa akakuja na Mercedes baridi mpya. Tunasema baridi. Kuja na Mercedes aka drive karibu na yeye, wakati alimfikia akateremsha ile Mercedes. Huyo jamaa akamwambia, afisa, ungekuwa unainua mkono hivi shule, sasa ungekuwa president. That boy, when nimewambia interview yake, the boy that I read the questions he was asked in the interview and how he responded. That boy, they did their KCSE during the time of Corona. And at that time hakukuwa na masomo iko inaendelea kwa shule, si masomo ikuwa shule. Watu wako wanaenda shule. So this boy, he used to read. He used to read a lot. And his mother said, this boy, mamake kwa bedroom, anamuona usiku, ana usiku bado kijana kwa sitting room anasoma. Mamake anamwambia, pana wewe zima stima, mimi nataka kulala. Mamake akirudi kulala, baadaye after anaona bado there is a reflection coming from the sitting room. Mamake akienda kuangalia, kumbe kijana ameenda akaingia kwa choo, anasomea kwa choo. Si tunacheka because ni kitu mtu anasomeaje kwa choo. But if your desire, unataka ku make it, you'll do all you can do. They say all I can do is all I can do. And all I can do is enough. But I will make sure I do all I can do. And I'm telling you this, knowing that there is only 2 days, 1 week for some people to their exams. They say last minute can save a man. Yesterday, jana, when we were going to Alliance, tuko kwa highway, speeding 100 and maybe 120. Kila mtu kwa highway, people are speeding. Then one car, jamaa mmoja akageuka tu. This is the highway, kuna pavement, akageuka tu hapa the pavement. So gari zote zikakuja, zikaanza. Imagine in just seconds. Ilibidi watu waende, mmoja atoke kando kwa barabara, wengine ndio, but accident ingefanyika hapo mbaya sana. We don't know what would have happened, Allahu A'lam. But in that few seconds, Allah saved us. In few seconds, that 1 day, 1 week, is a very short time. It's also a very long time that you can change a lot. Depends on you. They say, to know the value of 1 year, ask a student that has failed in the national exams. To know the value of 1 year. To know the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature baby. To know the value of 1 week, uliza hawa watu wa magazeti hawa. To know the value of 1 minute, ask someone mwenye amemiss SGR. To know the value of 1 minute. To know the value of 1 second, ask a person that amemiss accident, kama sisi jana. To know the value of 1 millisecond, ask mtu mwenye kwa marathon kwa Olympics, alikuja number 2. Just milliseconds akapata silver. Kama angejump kidogo tu angepata gold. So you guys still have 1 day, 2 days, 1 week. You still can work on your mind. You can call yourself to a meeting, they say kujiita mkutano, and tell yourself that I will believe in myself, that I will behave, that I will become. Study. They say study while others are delaying. I want you to say this with me. I will study while others are delaying. Sorry, I will study while others are sleeping. I will decide while others are delaying. I will prepare while others are daydreaming. I will begin while others are procrastinating. And I will work while others are wishing. Because wishes don't wash dishes. Proper preparation promotes progress. Proper preparation promotes progress. Proper preparation prevents problems. So I want you to prepare yourself well. For that day exam, put everything together, everything that you are going to use. Prepare yourself well mentally. Tumbo pia. Read the questions carefully. Our last point. Believe, behave, become. And this, I would like to show you a young man went to a fortune teller. This is not accepted in Islam, but I want us to get this lesson. This young man went to a fortune teller. He wanted to know, like most of us, everyone here, we want to know how will our future be like. Wife yangu atakaaje? Atakuwa msupu ama nitafanya kazi wapi? Nitakuwa na gari gani? Those are the questions, ndio? So this young man wanted to know, how will my future look like? So he went to a fortune teller. The fortune teller, he drew. He said, for you to know how your future will be like, I will draw 2 circles on the ground. The first one, I will label it A, and the second one B. And then the fortune teller brought out a grasshopper, and he said, this grasshopper, I'll put it on A, and it will hop from A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B. And in case it gets tired, if it gets tired and lands on A, it means your future will be bright. But if it gets tired, exhausted, and it lands on B, it means your future will be doomed. Jana akasema, let's do this. I want to know my future. So the grasshopper, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. It was about to get tired and land on. The young man took it and threw it to A. And it rested there. And the old man was furious. He said, why did you do that? We did not agree. That's not what we agreed upon. Why did you do that? He said, he looked at him and he said, old man, I'm sorry, but I cannot let a grasshopper choose my future. I cannot let a grasshopper choose my future. As young men today, a lot of us, we let things that don't matter choose our futures. We let things that don't matter, anxiety, exam anxiety, disbelief, character, tabia zetu, discipline, we let our discipline choose our future. I was hapa hivi Mugoya, hapo kwa ile stage pale container, inaitwa container, hapo kuna watu wanauza mogoka. One day hapo kuna mahali people eat lunch there. So I was there eating lunch, and a very nice car came pole pole tu, alafu ilipoteremshwa akasimama hapo kwa mogoka. Wakati iliteremshwa kioo, subhanallah, a Muslim young lady amekuja na gari mzuri sana, Mwenyezi Mungu amewabariki nayo, either ni yake ama ni ya babake ama ni ya bwanake, amekuja nayo hapo, alafu anaiteremsha kioo pole pole, ananunua mogoka. We let things that don't matter choose our future. We let drugs, peer pressure choose our future. Listen guys, if you are not afraid, if you are not anxious, if your character is good, and if you work hard, what can you become? Bi'idhnillah. What can you become? What can you achieve? If you decide, bi'idhnillah, that you know, bi'idhnillah, the future is in these hands. Allah has given me that ability, that if I put in the effort, I'll get it. What future do you choose for yourself? What do you choose for yourself? What do you choose? I want you to say this with me. I have a choice. I have a choice. I want you to sit upright, guys, and say this like you believe it. I have a choice to become all I can become. Bi'idhnillah. I have a choice to do what is hard today so that my life can be easy tomorrow. I will not stop when I'm tired. I will stop when I'm done. Because life is like fighting a gorilla. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when the gorilla is tired. I will push. I will push. I will do what? Pray. I will push. I will pray until I will pray until something happens. Happens ni double P. Ama double N. I will push until something happens. Bi'idhnillah. So I want you guys to know that bi'idhnillah, you have, if you work on your mind and you put in the necessary effort, if you behave, bi'idhnillah, you have a very great future. You can become, bi'idhnillah, a great person in this world. Don't look down upon yourself. A tourist went to a small village and asked them, in this village, is there a great man that was born in this village? And they said, no, everyone here is born a baby. Everyone here is born a baby. So no great man was born here, only babies. So don't look down upon yourself. I have a few tips that I want to give you for the ones that feel are a bit anxious when the exams come. Tip number one, very important. Prepare as best as you can. Preparation. Yesterday when I was at SALAAM, someone said something important and said, this exam, and I'm not saying this to scare you, these exams that you are going, this is not a hill, it's a mountain. And when you are going to climb a mountain and you prepare, your preparation is that of climbing a mountain, then the mountain will not be difficult. But if you are going to climb a mountain with the preparation of climbing a hill, it will be very tough. Okay? So your preparation must be proportionate to the task that you are going to do. So number one, prepare. Number two, take care of your bodies, guys. Hii si time ya kuvunjika mkono, umeenda kukimbia mahali. Maybe ikifanyika bahati mbaya, by bad luck. Ama wewe si by bad qadar, semeni qadar, Allah alikuwa amekuandikia. Lakini si kitu yenye wewe unaenda kujitafutia. Okay? Make stress work for you. Make stress work for you. For the people that are saying are very confident. MashaAllah. Because even the great, even when you are watching a game of football or Olympics, even the best, when they are going to play, there's some anxiety in them. That's when you find them doing this. They will perform. They've prepared, but still they have a little bit of. It's normal. It propels you to work hard and to achieve even better. It can either be anxiety or excitement, but a human being, you should have either of those. Since we are emotional beings. So make stress work for you by knowing that I need to prepare more. Ask for help. Ask for help. Many people don't ask for help. Find someone that you know, this is a teacher that anaweza kunisaidia. Don't ask for help from someone who cannot help you. Don't forget to eat and drink. Hiyo siku it's not a day to eat, to overeat, to not eat, or to eat something that you are not used to. Inaweza kuwa wewe na choo tu. Exam inaendelea, okay? So, eat well, get plenty of sleeps. Also relax. Don't study the whole night that you're not. Unasoma mpaka usiku. Yesterday I was doing a session online for candidates. And one of the one of my friends who was talking, she said, I remember a time when I was doing exams, and I studied the whole night. I did not sleep. When the exam came, I read the question, and I found the questions were very easy. And then I started feeling warm. Started feeling hot. And then I removed my sweater. And when I removed my sweater, by the time I slept. And that's how they failed. So get plenty of sleep, or enough sleep. I want to teach you relaxation techniques. Breathe in and out. Most people, sit upright, please. Most people, when they are breathing, when you want to breathe, to relax, breathe like this. When you inhale the air through your nose, inhale the air through your nose. Sorry? Inhale through your nose. And then the air should fill your stomach. What many people when they breathe, they do like this. Okay? It should not be like that. Your stomach should come out. Yes, you breathe in through your nose, and you fill the stomach with your stomach with the air, and you hold. I want us to try that. We breathe in through the nose, and then the first time we'll do it like 5 counts, and then the second one we hold it together. You breathe in, you hold it, and then you exhale through your mouth. So, okay, the first one will be 5. The next one we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, add up to 10. Okay, and we are not joking, guys. This is serious. It can really help you. Okay, breathing techniques. Okay, we start breathing out. The second one will be a bit longer. Breathe in, out. This one with the longest. Okay, breathe in, out. You feel there's like a feeling uko nayo, si ndio? So before you do it, before you do something important, before you do your exams, do that. My friend Sheikh Abu Najma always tells students, and I learned this from him, before you do your exams, take wudu. Make sure you pray Jama'ah in the mosque. Take wudu as you are going to pray to do the exams. Make sure, if you can, pray 2 rakat. And most importantly, when you get the paper, the exam paper, and I know this, we've been told this before, read it carefully. Read the instructions. Read the questions. Answer the questions that you can first. Answer the other ones. Then reread them. Read your answers until you are satisfied. I remember one of our teachers, Mr. Maina, told us this story so many years ago. He said, one time they were brought in, an exam was brought in. The teacher brought an exam. And they were told, please read the instructions carefully. And when they got the papers, wakaanza tu wakapata this exam is so easy. Wakajibu. Then after finishing, as the papers are being collected, ndio mtu anasoma instruction inakuwa, please do not answer any question. Please do not answer any question. Na yale una questions ni rahisi akajibu zote. So read the questions and the instructions carefully. Guys, I've spent my time here with you, my afternoon, that I would have been doing something else, maybe relaxing at home or maybe doing something else. Like I told you in the beginning, all I want from you is to pay attention, number 1, which you've done. Number 2 is that you pick one thing. I've seen some of you know this person is listening to me from the heart, and I can tell you the people who are listening from the heart, I can tell you. You want to know them? I cannot tell you. People will come to you now, today. Some people will be boring, but listen to people. They say, when you listen to someone, you can learn something you don't know. When you talk, you repeat what you know. So I know in this class, people will listen to me. But I still pray for all of you. May Allah grant you the best in dunya and akhirah. May Allah grant you the best in these exams. May Allah guide you to putting in the best effort. May this exam not be something that this exam will make you afraid, that a kind of fear that will paralyze you. May you ace it. You know what acing it means? May you kill it. Okay? May you kill it. May you become the best bi'idhnillah that you can become. May Allah grant you to be a person that will be so successful in this dunya and the next. That in this dunya you can be successful and use that to help other people. And I want you to say this with me. I want you to stand up and say this with me like you believe it. Naweza! Unaweza! Tunaweza! Naweza! Unaweza! Tunaweza! This is the day. This is the day. I change my life. This is the day. I start winning. This is the day. I start respecting my parents, my teachers, myself. This is the day. I become serious. This is the day. I become that pilot, that engineer, that doctor, that imam, that ustadha. Wanaume wanasema ustadha. I know I can become. I know. It will be a bit tough. But this is the day. I decide to never give up. To always fight back. Naweza! Unaweza! Tunaweza! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.